Going on to our next Titan, it's Marcella Gomez, a UC Santa Cruz Associate Professor of Applied Mathematics and Associate Dean for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion in the Baskin School of Engineering. Marcella Gomez is nominated for coupling research including AI-driven control strategies applied to areas like wound healing and cell-based therapies, with ecosystem building through programs and mentorship that expand access for local students, including first-generation scholars. I want to welcome her up here, and they always explain better than what we intro, but we need to do that. But let me tell you the most impressive stat about Marcella. We've been doing this for 8 years, and we have a lot of amazing people who have been honored tonight and in the past few years, but no one has ever been nominated as many times as Marcella. We had so many nominations for her this year, and then the voting that continued. So Marcella, please come forward. We look forward to hearing from you, and congratulations.
That's a fun stat. I was not aware. So actually, when my collaborator told me he was going to nominate, I thought, you're wasting your time. Like, why are you doing that? But, I was asked to talk about my journey, and I guess we all had a little bit of a different interpretations about what that meant. But it gave me a chance to reflect, and I think it's so easy to lose touch with reality. And, before I tore my ACL, one of my hobbies was summiting mountains, or summiting peaks. And one of the reasons I love it so much, I don't know, because sometimes you're just in so much pain, and you're just like, okay, I just need to take that one step, right? And then you follow through, and then you're like, okay, I just need to take the next step. And I feel like that's been a lot of my life. It's just been like in survival mode, like just take the next step. And then you think, there's no way that I couldn't have gotten that far, because I feel like I'm going super slow, right? But then at some point you take a stop, you pause, and maybe you look down. You're like, wait, so, where am I? And then the ground is kind of like, wow, that's like kind of far below. How did I get here? It didn't feel like I got that far. And I think looking back, I always see I had like such unrealistic expectations for myself. And, despite always feeling average, like I was never the top of my class. I was never the teacher's favorite student. I wasn't at the bottom either. I was never the most popular. Maybe I was the least, I don't know. But what I do know is I always wanted to do my best. I'm like, I don't know, I just want to be the best version of myself that I can be, right? And and it doesn't help that I was also super competitive and a Leo. And I remember when we transitioned from middle school into high school. I don't remember if it was elementary. Yeah, maybe. And then all my friends got placed into calculus, and I got placed into pre-cal. And I was like, why? So I was like, went up and I was like, what do I got to do to get into calculus and be like on the same track as my peers, right? So that was more my competitive side of me. But I would say, sometimes in my life, the most unexpected opportunities just came my way. I don't know how, I don't know why. They just came, right? Somehow the right person came into my life at the right time. The right opportunity came at the right time. And it was just just a matter of going in there with blind faith and just being like, I don't know what's going to happen. This seems to be at my doorstep for a reason. Let's go for it. And I can't describe my life any other way than just say that it's just been filled with so many blessings that I felt had been unwarranted. Because after all, I was just average, right? Just average. I'm like small town girl from Riverside, California. And, my parents immigrated here from Mexico, entry-level working jobs. And So it didn't seem like I had big things that I never would have imagined that I had big things ahead of me, right? But I have to say that over time, I found that my biggest pride in my research has really been the opportunities it has provided for my students, for the postdocs, for the research scientists, to get them to achieve their goals. And when I realized that, they really are, like, their futures depended on the excellence of my research and my scholarship, because that's what opened doors and opportunities for them. So I was really open to any research opportunity that came to my door. I can't say that I was like, oh, this is like the one thing that I have a passion for that I want to do. No, I just want to do whatever opens up opportunities. And the more innovative, the more groundbreaking, the better the opportunity. And, I guess I'll say a little about the research because everybody else talked a little bit about the research. So a part of the technology that we developed was intelligent Band-Aids. I had a lot of crazy ideas entering into like my professorship, but unfortunately there were ideas I cannot fulfill on my own, because all the ideas I had required a team of people with different expertise and different disciplines. And let me tell you, it's hard to find an experimentalist who is willing to commit resources and time to see out your crazy idea, right? So for that, I am very grateful to my initial nominator, Marco Rolandi, who, for whatever reason I don't understand, when I started my position, was like, hey, let's work together, and just had whatever blind faith in my ability to contribute significantly to a project. But it was exactly what I wanted to realize. My vision was so I'm at some point I was like, control theory is awesome. This fact that you can do this real-time sensing and actuation, and through that feedback control, you can drive systems to behave in predictable fashions and do exactly what you want them to do. And I thought, wouldn't that be so cool to do with biology? But biology is the hardest problem, to try to do control theory with biology, because every application in control theory is mostly basically with mechanical systems that are known. You have a model, you know the system, it's predictable. Biology has a mind of its own. It does whatever it wants. It adapts. You think you understand it, and then it changes because it evolves, right? So for me, that was the ultimate the ultimate fun project in controls. But eventually, we developed this technology where I have to say, $22 million later, $22 million later, six years later, but a bunch of students who got their PhD and postdocs that got jobs. We finally finished this project. And also my team outbeat a team from NVIDIA, so. We were actually the only DARPA team that achieved the objective of real-time sensing and feedback and control of wounds. So that, I don't know if that had an end to it, but but that, so that's, I think I'll end it there, but all right, thank you.
There you go.